Hello, Internet! Today is Fitbit Friday. We're going to be doing a flavor review on my favorite protein powder, which is, and I will pull it up as I have it right here, it is the Cellucor COR-Performance Whey. Looks like that, and this is the 4-pound. I also have a 2-pound, so this one. And those are the two sizes that you can get it in. This is my absolute favorite protein powder that I've ever had. I have tried quite a few, and this one just tastes the best and mixes really well and isn't very dry. It's just overall really great. And the macros are also super great on this. So one scoop is 130 calories. Of course, it kind of varies from flavor to flavor. 1.5 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, 2 grams of sugar, 25 grams of protein. It also has BCAAs, and it has some digestive enzymes apparently. So there you go. So this is an excellent protein powder, and because there's like roughly 3,000 different flavors of this protein powder, I thought I would do a flavor review. To pull up the list of flavors. Harvey. 1 minute. Stop it. Like seriously, dude. I'm trying to film. This is not cool. I'm not pleased.
He's a bad boy. Look at my bad boy. Oh.
So cinnamon swirl is actually my absolute favorite flavor. It is just so delicious. It smells like, let me just pull it up. I have it right here actually. This one. It smells like cinnamon buns, like fresh cinnamon buns, and it's just, it mixes really well. The flavor is light and not too like you don't have that aftertaste because it is cinnamon and it's such a nice light flavor. It kind of goes with everything. Like if you pair it with something, like if you're cooking or baking with protein powder, which I do all the time, it kind of goes with every single thing that you could possibly make. So I think it's just the most versatile flavor. I use it for all my protein baking. Cookies and cream. I actually fucking hated this flavor. I thought it was so overly sweet and disgusting that I literally gave it to my friend. Hey Rachel, what's up? Yeah, I gave it to my friend because I just couldn't handle it. It was just, yeah, just overly sweet. Like it smelled good, and like cookies and cream was like Oreos basically. So I thought perfect because I'm an Oreo freak. But no, it was just too overly sweet and just had this aftertaste that I just didn't like, and I was really not a fan of that one. So next is Confetti cake batter. Like I said, it was a pun on confetti cake batter. They're being all punny and cute and adorbs. I really liked this one. I thought it was very good for making protein pancakes, and if you want to know how to make those, I have a recipe on my website, so you should like totally check that out. But I thought it mixed well. Again, it was a light flavor like the cinnamon one in that case. Like it wasn't overly sweet. I didn't have that aftertaste that was like, ooh, you know what I mean? And I just really liked it. It has little specks of like confetti, like actual like confetti cake batter. So next is mint chocolate chip flavor. I did like this one, and I went through a whole tub and I was totally fine, but I had a second tub that was unopened and I ended up giving that to my friend Rachel. It had an aftertaste that I was just not fond of, but I thought that it mixed pretty well. It was good as a protein shake for sure, like just mixing it with water or almond milk or whatever you choose. I thought it was pretty good for that, but I don't know, it was just this weird like artificial aftertaste that just didn't sit with me well, and I didn't really like that. But I really like mint chocolate chip, and I thought it was still like a pretty good flavor. Molten chocolate. So for this one, I actually only tried a little sample. It was like this big, and I think it had like 4 servings in it. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. It was like just a basic chocolate protein powder, mixed well, tasted good. Yeah, I mean, I totally recommend it if you really like chocolate and you just like plain protein powder, nothing too fancy, then I would totally recommend Molten Chocolate. Next is Peanut Butter Marshmallow, and I loved this one. I thought this was an excellent, excellent flavor. It's one of my favorites for sure. Butter flavor is pretty light in this particular protein powder. And I'm not entirely sure if I taste the marshmallow, but it's just such a nice flavor and it does really well in baking, I find. I would recommend that if you do find that it doesn't give you enough of that peanut butter taste, take PB2 and mix that in with it. So PB2 is basically powdered peanuts? Powdered peanuts. Yeah. So when I had PB2 and my peanut butter marshmallow flavor, I mixed them together and it just made a really good peanut butter flavor. So I definitely recommend that one, although the PB2 is definitely not like necessary, just a suggestion. So next is red velvet cake batter, and if anyone knows me, they know that I have a little bit of a red velvet obsession. So this was actually, I think, the first flavor I tried by Cellucor, and pretty much what brought me into this particular protein powder, because like red velvet flavored protein powder, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, I really liked this one. It actually is red powder, which is hilarious. And funny enough, I actually thought that Molten Chocolate and red velvet cake batter were very similar, which I know makes sense because red velvet cake is like basically chocolate cake. Next is s'mores flavor, and I really liked this one. This one's really cool because I had little tiny marshmallows inside into the mix, which I thought was really cool. The s'mores one is kind of strange if you're having a shake, simply because of these little tiny marshmallow chunks that are in there, because they're kind of hard. They're not like soft marshmallows. So I feel like if you're, I never tried it as a shake, but I feel like if you were to drink that, you would just have these little chunks and it would just be kind of weird. So I don't know, it's up to you. It's up to how you use your protein powder, but I did think that it baked very well. Next is strawberry milkshake, and I actually never intended to try this flavor ever. Like I thought, ugh, like I'm not really into that. And then I tried that sample size that I tried of the Molten Chocolate one, and I made a shake out of it, and I fell in love. And this is now like my top, one of my top favorite flavors, because it's just so delicious. It's very creamy and it's a nice strawberry taste, and you don't have that like gross aftertaste, and it's what I drink after pretty much every single workout now. I'm obsessed with this one. It has the lowest review on bodybuilding.com, and I think everyone is completely wrong because I think it's so good. So seriously, if you haven't tried that flavor and you've been avoiding it like I did, give it a shot. And lastly, we have whipped vanilla. And just like the Molten Chocolate one, I would say that this one is just a very basic flavor. So if you're not into the fancy schmancy like s'mores and Confetti cake batter and red velvet cake batter protein powder, and you want something very basic and just simple, whipped vanilla is probably the way to go. Like, it mixed well, it tasted good, it was a nice light flavor, no funky aftertastes. So overall, like I mentioned earlier, this is my absolute favorite protein powder. And if you have any suggestions on protein powder, please let me know. I love trying new products. I will see you next Friday. Bye. My cat is making so much noise in this video. Like, can you not stop? Harvey's the worst. Every time I have to film video, he's just like, no, you're not paying attention to me. I'm gonna ruin your life. Okay, enough.